Bernard Mccrumby, Serra High School, varsity basketball coach.
Coach Mccrumby, thank you for joining us, R2 Cents. How are you, sir?
Well, better now after a good win.
All right, man. Talk to me about the first half. In the first half, it looks like you guys were going to get out, get going, get started early, were causing some turnovers, and then the second quarter rolled around. And I don't know. I can't remember, but I think you guys scored like 3 or 5 points or something like that. Talk to me about the complacency that you felt your team played with.
That's the perfect word. So we got complacent. I thought we settled. We took a lot of unnecessary threes. One of the things that our team has to do as we continue to grow on this journey is play mature basketball. It's a team that's been together for a little while, and so my expectation of us is for us to be able to play the game the right way and understand that when you have a team down, you have to keep them there. You can't get comfortable playing the wrong way. I thought we hunted shots. I thought we got a little selfish. One pass, jacking up threes, and that's not how we teach. That's not what we teach, and that's not how we play. I'm a big proponent for my kids understanding that the ball always finds positive energy. And so when shots aren't falling, when you're not getting calls, they were intentionally fouling us in the first half.
Yeah, I saw that.
It wasn't being called, and as a coach, I could do one or two things. One, I understood what the situation and the gravity of it, and so I can start whining and complaining, or I can tell my guys to get tough. And so my message at halftime was we need to be tougher at the end of the day. And so us being tough and understand and maintaining positive energy, sharing the basketball, making the extra pass, and continuing to pick up our defensive intensity wound up being what turned the game around.
Yeah, I love that. I love that message about getting tough instead of complaining to the referees. Talk to me about as you know, I just interviewed Laquan, and one of the things he said was they went into this game knowing that they should beat this team.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how once you start to see things go in a direction, how you're able to flip in that moment. Not just is it substitutions? Is it a different defense that you call? What is it that you do specifically that in that moment where you know that hey, this team's coming back, now they're only down 6 or now they're only down 5? What is it that you do to turn that tide?
A couple things. One, I think it's important that we remind our team what we're about, what our identity is. Sometimes, with complacency, you lose touch of who you really are. You kind of get in the moment. You're like, oh, okay, well, we're good, and not realizing that the things that you did to be successful, you're no longer doing. And so that's when I have to call a timeout and use a few choice words to remind us that we have to get back to what we were doing that's successful.
Right.
Sometimes, intentionally or unintentionally, self-sabotage is a real thing. And so in the course of the game, these young people have so many things going through their heads. They have people in the stands. They have followers on Instagram. And so when they're playing and then they begin to play well, or they're not playing, they haven't got the types of touches and buckets that they expect to get, then they become about me. And so I have to remind us in those moments that it's not about you, it's about the collective, it's about the group, it's about the team. And the team got the lead, not you, not the individual. And so, in a me society that we're in right now, trying to continue to teach these boys about the importance of sacrificing for your brother and making the right play, not because you're trying to stat hunt, but because you're making the right play because it's helping us win. Right. You're making the right play, and sometimes I tell the guys, I said the right play oftentimes is more important than the bucket, because you can take a bad shot and make it, and then think that you can do it again, and that's fool's gold. You know what I mean?
It's bad basketball.
Yeah, it's bad basketball, and so but consistently making the right play will ultimately lead to our success and continued trust.
I think one thing you just said is so important, in the fact that these kids have social media, and not only that, they're hoping to get offers and things like that, and sacrificing who they are for, and knowing that these people are in the stands. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing. How are you able to get them to buy into that?
Well, because they all want to play at the next level, and quite frankly, if you don't defend, if you don't play hard, if you don't listen, then you're not going to play at the next level. I mean, your offensive game and skills are going to continue to evolve. They're going to continue to develop, and coaches know that. But what they want to see, and what I'm getting when coaches text me and I'm getting feedback from coaches that are recruiting my guys, is they're saying, "Man, coach, these boys play hard. They defend." And that's why we continue to come and recruit your guys. And so continuing to preach that message, every time they get a text message from me, I'm not talking about how many points they scored. I'm talking about playing Serra defense. We spent all summer, all spring, all fall working on defense. So we're not very sharp right now offensively, which is okay. I'm fine with that, but I want them to understand, because I want them to know what our priority is. So if we're going to establish an identity to be a defensive-minded team, then we need to focus on what our identity is. And so we'll continue to evolve offensively, but these guys have trainers. My coaches are getting in the gym with them, and they're working on their handles, they're working on their jump shot. So when it's my turn, and we together, we working on defense. my boy Hilliard at Narbonne, who's playing right now, we were talking one day. He said he walked into the gym and asked his guys. He said, "How many of you guys got trainers?" And all of them raised their hand. He said, "So how many shots you guys get up in the training session?" They're like, "Oh, a couple hundred, about 500 makes, whatever." He said, "Raise your hand if your trainer teaches you defense." Not one hand went up. He said, "So guess what we're doing today?" And ever since I heard that, it resonated with me, because that's what allows kids to be able to play at the next level if they're blessed to have that opportunity. Being able to buy in and understand the value of a role, understanding the value of listening, understanding the value of playing hard and defending with all you got. And so that's what I'm continuing to push, and hopefully, it continues to turn into wins and pays dividends for our young men at the next level.
All right, last question, Coach. As Serra is perennially known to be one of the best schools in the city, and you guys, people look to you guys as one of the pillars for basketball. How do you personally continue to maintain, to be able to not only get yourself, but to continue to motivate these kids each game, for every single game? How do you manage that?
Well, first I would be remiss to say that my co-coach, my wife. If I didn't have her as my support system, then I don't know that I would be able to do the things that I do. There's a lot of time, a lot of passion. I'm gone a lot, and she, is like, "Hey, do what you got to do." And so that's the first thing. That's how I'm able to pour what I have into these young men.
Mm-hmm.
But the second thing is getting my guys to understand that the things that I'm trying to teach them on and off the court go far beyond their years here at Serra. And so when they can, when they really buy into understanding that I'm not just a coach, I'm a mentor, sometimes a big brother, sometimes a father figure, sometimes an uncle, sometimes just a listener, then we can continue to maintain the level of play that we've been able to do over the course of X amount of years. And you know, my predecessor, Coach Hurd, that's who taught me that. He taught and coached with tough love, and every team that I've been a part of since I've been here at Serra would run through a wall for Coach Hurd, and that's been the case since I've taken over. Is, you know, the young men that play for us know that we care. They know that they can call me at any time and I'll be there. Coach Hurt would give the shirt off of his back in the rain if a kid asked for it. And so, you know, when your mentor is an ultimate giver, is a servant leader, then that's what enables us to continue to build the legacy of success that we've been able to maintain. And we still got some work to do. You know, I mean, you know, right now I tell my guys all the time, we're an underdog. You know, I mean, nobody right now really gives us the respect I believe that we earned and we deserve. But that's okay, because I tell them respect is taken. And it's taken with effort, it's taken with discipline, and it's taken with your ability to play the game the right way. So,
is there anything you want to add to the listeners, followers, about your team? You want to say anything? You want to put anybody on notice? Is there anything you want to get out there?
Oh man, you know what? I just want to say, first off, thank you for coming here and covering our tournament. It means a lot to me that the DeJuan Hurt Holiday Classic is growing the way that it has. We're up to 28 teams, and it's not something that I can do by myself. It's all, again, a part of the collective. My parents have been instrumental in allowing me the opportunity to be able to focus on coaching these boys. My support system, my wife, my administration have been huge supports. And, you know, everything that I do is not for me, is for my program, and it's for my kids. And so, you know, I pour all I have into them. And so I want them to continue to grow and come back as successful men with families, with college degrees, or, you know, and those are the ultimate wins for me. So, you know, that's it.
There it is, y'all.
You.
Coach Mccrumby, Serra High School.